If you volunteer to give me a ride, do I owe you gas? Like if you see me walking down the street and you decide to pull over and give me a ride to my destination, do I owe you gas money for that gesture? I feel like no, I don't owe you gas. If I call you and I say, hey, come and get me, please, and you pull up and you come and get me, then I owe you gas. But if you volunteer to give me a ride, you are also volunteering your gas. Now, it may be kindness in my heart. You know what I mean? It might be me just being generous and being like, hey, here goes some gas for volunteering. But we all know when you volunteer, it's all for free. Let's start the show. This is the Tutson Interruption podcast. My name is Trey Tutson. Happy to be here for another episode. I'm not doing none of that welcome shit. It's like I heard it for a long time when I was on the Whiskey Brothers podcast. So I don't know if it's just in there through whatever, but I'm not doing that shit. The intro gonna be different every time. Thank y'all for being here, tuning in. Thank y'all all who's ever come out to live shows. I think we got another live one coming up April 28th at 11 p.m. at the Ride Comedy Club at Rutgers Pub on Montrose. They call them locations. There's too many locations. Uh, yeah, ticket links will probably be at theriottx.com. Man, what's happening? Let's get it in. I was talking about getting a ride in the cold open from somebody. That hadn't happened in a long time. You know, I thought about like a lot of stuff has changed. Like because of Uber and all this different stuff now, there's certain stuff that's gone. Talking to my sister about it just won't happen again. Like, I remember having to get a ride from somebody, and when they pulled up to your house, they could just blow the horn. And you would look out and be like, oh, that's them. And then everybody would gather their stuff and run out. You really can't do that now. Now you got to text or you got to call or you got like, because everybody got phones now. You can't just pull up, blow the horn, and somebody come out. I'm trying to think. The horn used to represent a lot. Now it's just reduced to I'm angry at you. Or I love Jesus. Or I hate cancer. Or whatever. Whatever the cause is, that's what the horn is reduced to now. Blow. Honk if you love Jesus. Honk if you hate cancer. Honk for this cause. Whatever. It's reduced to that and anger in traffic, obviously. Somebody cut you off. Yeah! People lean on the horn and stuff for different reasons. It's always gonna be used to tell somebody they need to go. Beep, they need to go. But it's been reduced. But it used to be come outside. That was another thing. Come outside. I'm ready for you. That's where the term honky comes from. You know that's where honky comes from for white people, right? A lot of white dudes, they be married. They be all on the suburban side of whatever town. And they be married to their wife and obviously their family and everything. But they used to like to smash black prostitutes. And the way they would get the prostitute is they would pull up to like the brothel or whatever they was at. And they would blow the horn. Bump, bump. They would honk the horn. And the prostitute would come running out. Get in the car, do whatever. So if you call somebody a honky, it was meaning that you are a white person that secretly loves black vagina. But we don't have any. The honkies is over with. People, I don't know any white men that are secretly loving black women. I don't know any white men that secretly love black women and pretty much open with it now. The internet has destroyed the honky. And I wish we could bring the hunky back. Let's bring hunky back. Let's figure out a way to scare white men into thinking that something terrible is gonna happen to them if they keep loving on our black sisters. Something bad is gonna happen. Then that way we can insult them properly on Call of Duty. But yeah, man, I was a kid. I remember I got a ride from tons of people. Getting a ride with somebody is strange. Cause you put yourself at risk every time. Uber and Lyft and stuff like that. It's not. Yeah, it can be, but they're being tracked. There's a GPS thing on them. There's a rating system. There's all these different things that kind of keep it from going crazy. Yeah, you can get obviously you can get a bad Uber driver, like somebody that's just, which I don't really know what that is. I don't really know if I make it to my destination, it's 5 stars. If I was at point A and then I got to point B, that was 5 stars. That was what I wanted. I got exactly what I wanted. I don't care about how we got there. I'm from a large family of 5 kids, and my dad never got a van, which I respect to this day. Him not getting that van, it let me know he was basically saying, like, listen, I'm a father, but y'all not finna mess up what I got going on. Y'all think y'all finna put a stain in my style? That ain't happening. I'm not getting a van. Everybody lap up in this Chevy Lumina. My family, that's where I come from. They like, what kind of money you come from, Trey? My parents had his and hers Chevy Luminas. I'm not even lying. I just thought about that. My family had his and hers Chevy Luminas. That's what I'm gonna pull up the Chevy Lumina. There will be a picture of a Chevy Lumina. That's the kind of money I come from. His and her Chevy Luminas. My mom had a blue one. She had a nice blue one too. It was like a little lighter than a navy blue Chevy Lumina. And my dad had a maroon one. And yeah, my dad had a maroon Chevy Lumina. My mom had a blue. My mom always took care of her cars, kept her with her. My dad, and it was a big body. They had it was a long, big body. It was like the Lumina. The Lumina went through a lot of changes. It used to be a boxy kind of sportsy kind. My mom had that one. She had one of those at first. She had a maroon, like boxy kind of sporty one that kind of got up. It was a 2.0. I don't know what that meant for that car, but it was that. And then she like bumped up. Was like, I'm gonna go and get this one. And it was like the long big body. It was like it was competing with Ford's Taurus. That's what it was like. It was competing with like the Taurus or something like that. It was long, and we used to lap up in it. It was big. The back seat was big, and we used to lap up in it and go to church, jamming Kirk Franklin and Kurt Carr. You know what I mean? All the way to we would be jamming the sanctuary on our way to the sanctuary. But we used to have to get a ride from people sometimes. As kids, I didn't roll with. Yeah, man. Like just saying, like when you grow up in them type of conditions, where you lapped up in a car like that, anything could go down. Anything could possibly happen. Why would I ever complain that my Uber driver made a weird left? It's a lot of privileged folks out here that are rating these Uber drivers. Bro, I appreciate you. I was at my house trying to get to another house. I hit you up through this app, and you got me from my house to the house I was trying to get to. 5 stars. 5 stars. And nothing happened. You didn't reach back and slap me with the seatbelt. You didn't tell me to lean up close so you could pinch my nose. You didn't bust my lip. I got out the same man I was when I got into your car. I'm good. 5 stars. And even if something crazy had happened, as long as I ain't bleeding, no harm, no foul, right? Y'all wildin'. I guess for women, I understand it for women. I understand the fear of trafficable women. I understand that. You in the car and it was a scary ride and the guy took lefts and turns and you was like, oh my God, that could have been the end. It could have been over with. I understand that for trafficable women. Untrafficable women, you're a guy in the back seat. You just another dude in the back seat. Also, if somebody calls you a trafficable woman, that is a compliment. It's not backhanded either. That is very. That's a compliment. Like, man, I don't know how to tell you this, but you are very. I'm not a trafficker, but you are very trafficable. I shouldn't do that. I think we're doing a benefit for human trafficking tonight, so I probably shouldn't have said that. But I said it because it's funny and it's a compliment. Never giving a ride. I like giving people. I don't like when you give somebody a ride. Like, hey man, give me a ride to wherever, right? And you start driving. Let's say they don't have their car. You know, obviously they don't have their car, so that's why you give them a ride. So they usually do drive. When you giving them a ride, why do they feel the need to tell you to take the route that they would take? I've had this happen. They be like, I usually go this way when I'm doing it. I be like, well, I'm not going that way. I'm going this way to get you to the destination. Hey, bro, you can walk at any moment. You could get out and just hike it all the way to where you gotta go, or you could just sit there and enjoy this free ride. I don't usually charge people gas. I don't. I won't not take your gas money. I do know that. I won't not take your gas money. If you go, here goes some gas, I'm not gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna take your gas. But I'm also not gonna ask you for any gas money. I'm just gonna give you a ride. Cause I just try to do unto others as I would want done to me. If I need a ride somewhere, know this. If I have a car and I usually drive and I need a ride somewhere, don't charge me gas. You know why? Because when I get back to my car, I'm gonna have to put gas in that. So look out for me. Look out for me. That's how I would look out for you. If you got a car and you usually drive and you ask me for a ride, I'm gonna give you a ride, no gas charge. If you are a frequent ride requester, you know that gas is a part of your ask. Come get me, please. I will give you gas. You have to say that because just so you know, everybody gasps for air. Not even gas for air. Everybody exhales heavily when they know that you need a ride. They be like, they go, oh shit, here he come. Here he come. Here he come. Do he still stay Wade? Yeah, he still stay Wade. Damn. All right. Come on and hop in. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to do that. Giving people a ride. I hope I don't. I pray like I don't need no ride nowhere far ever again. I don't think I just never again. Catching a ride was brutal. Shout out to all the ride catchers out there. Don't worry, bro. Whatever your goal is, you're going to reach it. You're going to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you walking, but you're going to upgrade to the bus. Then you're going to go from the bus to Uber. Then maybe Uber to your own car. I skipped the bike shit because that's dangerous. I just think when you a grown person on a bike, that look worse than walking. That looked like, bro, what decisions did you make where you are biking everywhere? You could lie. You could be like, with a car, you could be like, oh, I park way down there. You could at least lie your way out of the embarrassment. When you are on a bike, it's a lot that took place where you ended up peddling again? Well, peddling is your primary way of travel. What did you do? Do you have a case pending? Are you on trial? Do you live nearby? Hey, we have questions because you are peddling. Because usually an adult on a bike, it usually equals crime on the way. Most places, some of these places they recommend it. I've yet to see people traveling by bike to save the environment. Like legit. Like meaning the whole community of people like, oh yeah, we just travel. Like you ain't never just seen a bunch of bikes chained up outside and it's all grown people. You can't do that. It's just you're too sweaty for that. Never. We never see that. Anytime I've ever seen a grown person on a bike, they always needed $3 and they was usually missing some teeth. And they got a story, and it never really quite matches up with how they ended up exactly where they at right now. It's like, I understand you're from Chicago and you are now in Houston, but I feel like that happened 15 years ago. That didn't just happen a week ago. Because you look like you've been under these circumstances for about 15 years. So tell me the real story. And I will give you $1 so you can put some air in the tire of your bike. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. I don't talk about a lot of stuff that happened in the news. But Jamie Foxx, please get well soon. Please. Get well soon, Jamie Foxx. That damn aneurysm was unpredictable, wasn't it? No, I hope he gets well soon. I hope he's the same. I hope he's like, what I'm saying? Not the same, but I hope he's good. I hope it's like a Dr. Dre situation. Well, Dr. Dre had one, and it was like, oh, damn, Dr. Dre. And then he came out and did the thing for the Super Bowl and was sounding normal and everything. I hope it's like that. I hope we don't get a jacked up Jamie Foxx because he's impersonated people for years. So, you know what I'm saying? If he end up like all like strokey wokey, I don't want to see anybody do that impression of Jamie Foxx. Because Jay Farrow going to be right on it. Probably going to do it in front of Jamie Foxx. And Jamie Foxx going to probably do a strokey wokey laugh. I hope not. I hope he's fine. He's only like, he's like one of like 12 of our, those big Hollywood stars that we can still say that we like. Because we only get like 10 to 12. We get like 6 non-scandal proof. 6 scandal proof black men. And then we get 6 that's like suspect for something. And then everybody else got a case pending. Either a criminal case or a social case, civil case. It's something pending. They got something attached to them where you say their name and the person be like, did you hear? Or, oh, man, I don't really fool with buddy like that or whatever. Jamie Foxx, one of them dudes, you like, oh, yeah, Jamie Foxx, he's so talented. He's great. People still give you that high-pitched feedback. That's what you want. That's how you know somebody's good. It's like, I like Jamie Foxx. Oh, yeah, Jamie Foxx, he's fucking great. If that shit drop an octave, that means things are bad. Be like, I like Jamie Foxx, dude. Jamie Foxx, dude. Yeah, I don't know what to say. You don't want that R. Kelly response. Fuck R. Kelly. They just start yelling out fuck R. Kelly and shit. Yeah, I hope that guy's good. Because we don't need that. I don't like seeing God, I hope he's good. But he is like of an age where shit like that starts happening. He's 55. We could just be out in the sun and the blood pressure just catch up, just sneak up on you. You be like, oh yeah, this is hypertension is sneaky or whatever. I don't know what his case is. He's from Texas, so I know his diet is not good. We can't shake it. Our food is delicious out here. We have really good everything in Texas. So, and we got a nose and mouth for finding really good everything no matter where we at. I bet you I can find the good barbecue place in Milwaukee. I can find it. I can find Texas barbecue no matter where I go. Like I'm talking about, I can find the Texan that transplanted himself into another city, and I can find that barbecue. I no matter where I go, I can find good brisket. No matter where I go, cause I got a Texas nose and mouth for it. You could put it anywhere. Oh, bro, let's go get some of this Japanese Texas barbecue. You like in Japan? In Japan. Let's go get some of this brisket. It say brisket. It's probably not brisket. It's probably pangolin or something like that. It's something wild. They don't care over here. We in Asia, baby. Anything goes. But we gonna go get some of this. Well, I guarantee you I can find it. Guarantee you I can find it. Because it ain't hard. Like I just think it's just in my nature, it's in my bones. I could taste the air. I'd be like, travel west. They're like, follow Trey. Yeah, I'm been doing all right with my I've been this week, so I haven't been doing nothing since Monday. No alcohol, no cigars, no sex. Yeah. I'm eating like cleaner. I mean, like I haven't been no fast food. I haven't been eating any fast food. I went to Subway and I got a sandwich that was just flatbread, spinach, and olives, and like vinaigrette, and I ate that. And yeah, that's the type of time I've been on. So I'm going through heavy withdrawals. My face was hurting, my head was hurt, everything been hurting. But you know what? I'm gonna bounce back. I'm gonna sleep some of this off. I'm gonna fight through it. I'm good though. I feel refreshed and good today. So all good. More power to that. Oh, let me give y'all my playoff predictions. In the NHL, the Bruins is winning it. The Bruins is taking it. They breaking all the records. Didn't broke all of the records. Most wins in a season. Most points in a season. Yeah. The Bruins. I don't see anybody giving the Bruins any type of hell. I root for the Stars every year, but it's highly unlikely. That's what I grew up watching. I grew up watching the Stars. It's the only Dallas thing that I root for, other than a few Dallas comics. But I don't. That's the only Dallas thing I root for. Now in the NBA, man, I don't know. The beginning I felt like Boston. I'm like Boston's gonna probably take it and win it. It'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool to see Boston take it and win it. But I think now it's looking weird. I think the Warriors might actually be in position to make a solid run with getting Wiggins back. It won't take Wiggins long to get a rhythm back, I don't think. Which that's messed up that his business got out there like that. But you can't trust these hoes, player. What a funky bitch. As I think about that situation, what a funky bitch. To have him raise. Listen, if there's any possibility that a child could not be for somebody, and you don't say shit, and you had a person raise them and bond with them and meet grandparents that ain't theirs and all that kind of goofy shit, you's a funky bitch. You a funky bitch because you let the motherfucker lay. You let the motherfucker lay in there. I'm just saying. Had you said no, this be a whole different kind of case. Be a whole different trauma Wiggins was dealing with. But you said yes because you's a funky bitch. Women don't like that. Well, there's a lot of women that try to take up for women, but it's like, stop taking up for all women. Take up for the decent ones. Stop taking up for funky bitches. Because you hate funky bitches. Women know the women in their crew that's funky bitches. I remember I was out of town somewhere, and this girl got mad at me, right? This is what happened. She was trying to set me up with her friend. She was like, my friend, she could come through right now. She could meet us at the place. Whoop, whoop, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, cool. Call your friend. Now, I say, cool, call your friend. And the friend was like sleepy, like tired, like I already knew this was a booger wolf off back because when we on the FaceTime, she ain't showing her face. She want to see me, but we ain't seeing none of her face, right? And I'm like, turn the light on so we can see how you look and yada, 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 right? And I'm more like, so I'm like, man, that man, I'm like, that hoe ain't coming out. No, man, I'm talking like that. That hoe ain't coming out. Man, that bitch ain't coming out. Nah, nah, nah. She was like, she ain't got to be all that. I'm like, but she is that. That's why the fuck you called her. You called your friend for me because you know that your friend is down to fuck. That's the only reason you called her. You say, hey, you out here alone? Yes. You looking for some pussy? Yes. Let me call my friend real quick. That's what the fuck, that's what happened. That's the only reason you made the call. I wasn't looking to get my taxes done. I'm looking to get this tip wet. And you called your friend because she wets tips frequently. She's a tip wetter. And that's why you called her. So I mean, come on. You call her a hoe and a bitch behind her back. But because I said as you hanging up the FaceTime, now I'm wrong and raggedy. No, bitch, your friend, tip wet and tater. Anyway, nigga, don't get mad at me for speaking the truth. So anyway, back to the playoff predictions. I'm thinking the Warriors. Phoenix look like obviously if Phoenix get it together, it probably won't even be close as far as who's representing the West. But the East, I think the trophy coming out of the East, the trophy going home with the East this year. I can't think of a team on the West that's stronger or as strong. I had the Clippers, but don't look like Paul George is gonna be back in time soon. And even if he come back, it's unfortunate with the Clippers. They still look decent with Kawhi, but the thing that made them world beaters is the combination of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. So I don't know about I don't know about that. I had the Clippers at first, but I mean the Lakers. Hey, we'll see. I'm interested in seeing that series of them in Memphis, but I don't see any team in the West that's stronger than them top three teams in the East. I don't see any team stronger than Milwaukee, Boston, or Philly. And it's out of them three teams in the East, in my opinion, to win it. So that's my playoff prediction. But we'll keep track. We'll keep tallying. I'm gonna keep bringing it up as the time go on. One thing I want to bring up real quick. A guy this dude means a lot to comedy, to the genre of comedy. Greatest storyteller. Ali Sadiq has I don't know, I guess this would be his fourth or fifth special. I'm not sure. I don't know the count, but the Domino Effect 2, which I guess is the sequel to the special he dropped, I believe, last year, which was my opinion special of the year. It was the best special that came out last year. It was a few of them that were really good, but his to me took the crown last year. But he's got it coming out April 19th. You go to his website. Um, you go to his website. I think it's alisadiq.com. You can click the link and you can purchase a ticket to watch it before it comes out on YouTube. I recommend doing that. It's really good. It's awesome stories. Ali means a lot to, like I say, comedy in general, and of course, in Houston comedy. Now, with all that being said, I've thought about something real quick in my whole thing. I don't have any. I don't have any. I've been doing comedy for 7 years. I don't really have any OGs in comedy. Like I fucking don't. I'm laughing because I don't know. It just I've thought about it. I was walking like, bro, I don't really for what people describe as an OG in comedy. I got like older guys. It's like older guys that guys have been doing. First of all, I want to say I respect anybody that's been in this craft 15 plus years. Like they've been doing it and it's consistent. Whatever you've been 15 plus years. I respect you on the whole just to keep doing it. Just to keep doing it, because there's moments where you just want to tap out of this shit, and I ain't even like I said, I ain't even double digit years in, and I'm not even there yet. In this moments where I'm like, what am I doing? What is going on? Why? Like you start reevaluating all of that because it becomes very confusing. Anybody been doing 15 plus years anyway that you hustling in this game, I salute you 100%. Don't mean much coming from me, but I'm just saying I salute that because of how hard this game is. Obviously, 20 plus years, and then you know, and however long you've been doing it, because it's like there's like a time you're doing it, and then I'm seeing like then there's a time you're doing it at a high level. Like you get to a certain level, and then you're able to sustain doing it at that level for X amount of years. So that too, like that's a whole nother thing where you're just like, man, I respect all of that. But I don't, and also it's like, it's a lot of us really don't have any OGs. Like there's guys like, the closest thing I would have to something like an OG, I guess, would be Slade Ham. But I kind of like elevated myself, and this is his words, not mine. I elevated myself to like being in a particular peer group with certain guys. And it's like they got a lot of stuff that they can show me and tell me, but the more you around them, you're just like, oh, okay, like I'm at this level now. Like we're all just trying to figure this shit out. So, but I don't have any OG. Like I would have to say out loud, like in an interview or something like that. If I was ever interviewed or anything like that, I'd have to say like Ali, and I'd have to list off some of these people, but I don't really have any. That's the real shit. I really don't. I don't like I say, the closest thing to that is Slade. Like I don't have anybody that's just like I'm around, like that's at a certain level that I'm around like on a consistent basis, that's doing it at a high level. I don't have any of that. I don't have somebody that I'm like absorbing their. I don't got none of that. Like, and I honestly, it may never come. I don't think about it. Like I thought about it today when I was walking around. I was like, oh shit, I don't really. But it ain't something I yearn for. I want, like, it would be nice if somebody at a high level was like, hey man, I'm gonna bring you on the road and da 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 and whatever. It would be nice if something like that happened, because it'd just be another part of my life that it'd be something new to experience, and now I have those stories and I have that to tell and X, Y, and Z. But it may never happen. And I don't know if that speaks to my lack of talent, or it speaks to how talented I am, or it speaks to lack of opportunity of something like that happening. I don't really know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm just, I'm really not even really focused on any of it. Cause I believe in myself. And I ain't gonna say nothing arrogant or crazy like I'm my OG. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just a person that's just like, I'm gonna just figure this out. I don't even know what my style is. I ask people Give me a comparison. I hear four, five. I hear five, six, seven different people, which basically means like, oh, I kind of found my touch. I'm just not. I'm just not a famous person. Like I'm not a super popular comedian. You can't, cause you're just trying to like pull from a thing. You're like, okay, you only saying that because that's a short black guy. You only saying that because I wear glasses. You only saying that because I'm from the South or something like that. Like they start pulling from these different things. Like I ain't like none of that shit. Like that shit ain't even on my mind when I'm going up and I'm doing it. Like I don't think about other comics when I'm preparing something. I'm thinking about what I think is funny to me and what's true to me. So I don't know. I thought about that. And I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't really know what's gonna happen. I'm kind of trying to figure out a way to carve out my little own lane. That's what I've noticed. The more you like to yourself and you just trying to like strive and do stuff the best that you can and and be the best in your lane, all these other opportunities start opening up. I know guys that been doing it like around the same time as me or maybe less time than me, and they try to weasel their way into these like to being around certain people. Like they almost sort of like try to groupie their way into a particular crowd, and that shit is gross. It's like slimy, and it don't get you nothing. And then you go up on stage and you can see like you like not even like your craft is you garbage. Like it's not ain't even that you bad. It's just like you like ugh. Like it's just like kind of whatever. Like you're not working at it. So I don't really care. But Ali is somebody that he transcends all of that. He's a guy that means a lot to us. He means a lot to us, but he sometimes feels unappreciated and different things like that. I don't know. Like I've always said, I don't know who he's talking about when he speaking of certain people that it makes him feel unappreciated, stuff like that. I don't know what that is because the group of guys and everybody that I'm around, we like, oh yeah, Ali's like awesome. He's up there. Like we put him in like an untouchable class. Like, but there's things that he says where I just be like, yeah, that's not it at all. Like, well, as far as my group that I don't relate to, I don't know who. I don't know any of us that it emulates Ali out of the group of guys I'm around. Like, he's like, oh yeah, that's him. He's like doing this whole other thing, like he's storytelling or whatever the case may be. I don't. I'm not trying to emulate him in any way. I know anytime if I've ever went to sit down in a chair, I'd be like, hey, I've asked him, can I sit in the chair? But I also like I don't know where I stand at as far as my relationship with him. Honestly, like I hear from other people that he like me and he fuck with me and stuff like that. But when I talk to him, I can't never really get a gauge on it. I no one's weird. Like I don't like I am a person. I know that I need you to confirm stuff for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I need you to confirm with me that it's this. You know, and not have me like figure it out through the act of right. Like if we're close, like if you're somebody of a certain caliber, a certain stature, a certain, uh, you're at a certain tier level, right? And it could be weird or awkward to be around, especially if I'm not around you on a consistent basis. I'm not around you every day, or we don't talk every day. It's every so often, and X, Y, and Z, and this, that, and the fourth. I need to kind of know where I stand at in this because when certain shit gets said, I need to know if that applies to me or if I'm excluded from that. I just need to know so that when we talk, I know where I'm at when we talking and whatever the case may be. I know where I'm at when I'm mentioning you to other people. I don't want to be like, yeah, that's the, and I'm like, I'm talking like we close. And they be like, man, I talked to him the other week. He motherfucker didn't even mention you, brother. And now I'm looking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, and with Ali, I don't know I don't know where that's at. And I've kind of been neutral and cool, like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like, I'm more like, I don't, it means something to me. He's the first person, that's the second person from the city of Houston that I saw doing comedy that made me realize like, oh, this is like possible. The first comic I saw on TV, I saw Blame the comic on a show called Coming to the Stage on BET. I saw him. I saw him go up, and I saw Blame. I knew Blame was from Houston, and um, and I saw Ali on Def Jam. And I will say, seeing Ali on Def Jam, I was like, oh, this is like pot. Like this is like somewhere near here. Like you could start here or somewhere or something like. It kind of got those things started in my mind, but I don't know where I stand. I don't have any. I don't got anybody that's just like, come on, and like that has the ability to help you elevate. I don't. That's what it's. That's what to me, from what I've heard people be like, my OG is this person. Like what I've heard described on other podcasts and just in conversations with other comics, it's a guy that's at a certain level that if you're around them, you elevate. They elevate you. They elevate everybody that's around them. Like they like there's this whole other aura that's attached to them. And the people that I run into that have that, they don't. I don't know. I haven't done enough or whatever. I don't know. But I'm honestly at a point like I don't care. I don't give a shit because I I got my own shit that I'm striving toward, that I'm going toward, and I could really, I'm at a point like I could care fucking less about what anybody thinks about what I'm doing. And as far as other comments and stuff like that, I obviously will adjust to a crowd. If there's people that like or whatever, I obviously will make the necessary adjustments so that people are having a good time, because that's the end goal. But as far as other comics, I could give a fucking less. I could care less because comics will talk you out of so much shit. So, but all that being said, I'll put the, I think I'll put the link in the I'll put the link in the description, and you can click on that. And yeah, go support Ali because he's he has always been in person. He's always pretty much been nice to me and kind to me. It's awkward, like I say, it's an awkward relationship. I don't I have a tough time being around older men. I think I come off as somebody that don't have a father. And I don't even know what that means. But I think I come across as somebody that don't have a dad. So when I'm around certain motherfuckers, they start trying to like fill in this weird role. And I be in my head like, oh, all right, this is like some weird comedy dad shit, I guess. But my father kind of prepared me for a lot of this stuff. So a lot of the kid and playing around with people, I'm really observing a lot of behavior that's let me know whether I want to be around it consistently or not. But there's always a weird sort of dad, little like weekend at a mean dad's house energy. I get from some of these guys. So, I'll tell an Ali story. I'll tell an Ali story because he is like he's very important to me. I'll tell this Ali story. So Ali, somebody had dropped out, and he wanted somebody to open it. And like I say, our relationship, I think I'm just low on the totem pole. Like he's just like, well, if I want to be around somebody I know this weekend that's available, hey Trey, I think it's that type of vibe. So anyway, Ali is in Oklahoma, and he calls me. He says, "Hey, can you get to Oklahoma by uh third or whatever day it was?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can get there." He was like, "All right, Friday." I think it was Friday. Yeah. He was like, "Get here, check into the hotel, give me your name so they can put it on the hotel." Yeah, woo woo, bam, bam. It's like, all right, cool, got it. I was like, man, I was excited. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm on another level. I'm jumping around in my apartment. I'm really hyped, right? So I uh I drive out there, I get there or whatever. We get to whatever. I'm in Oklahoma. This is the story, all right? Ali lets me open up for him. in Oklahoma. We're two-manning. I'm excited about that because I thought it was gonna be a host, and I was middling. Like, oh, I got the layup spot. No, it was. I'm two-manning, which is a whole lot of pressure because you got to go out and you got to open the show up, and then you got to like kind of elevate the show. Like you basically got to you got to host that feature, so you got to go out. Thank y'all for coming to the show. Da 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 da. You're doing that part, and then you slide into your and then you elevate the show with being a feature. Like you take it up there, and then you say, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the headliner." So I was really nervous because I didn't know what type of crowd Ali was gonna have. I just didn't know if they were gonna like me or not. It was good the whole weekend, but one of the shows at the end of the Friday show. This is my Ali story. In Oklahoma, do the shows with him. After the Friday show, we go back to the green room. We're hanging in the green room. Um, Ali looks at me. He's smoking. Ali smokes and he rolls backwards and stuff like that. So it's it's good. So he's smoking. He was like, "You smoke?" And I say, "Oh no, Ali, I can't smoke." He goes, "What?" I say, I can't do anything THC related." He like, "You on papers or something like that?" I'm like, "Oh no." I was like, "It just makes me suicidal." And he was like, "How does the weed make you suicidal?" And I was like, "Well, I just get real over analytical about my insecurities, and then it just makes me spiral into a dark place." He said, hold on, brother. That sounds like something that's wrong with you. You don't blame that on the weed." I was like, and then he was like, "Do you want some mushrooms?" I was like, "I will gladly take some mushrooms. Thank you very much." So go watch the Domino Effect 2. He themes everything. I think this was about loss. Go watch it. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like the best special to come out. Speaking of best special to come out, one of the best specials to come out this year so far has been Marlon Wayans' special, dog. It's so good. It's called God Loves Me. And it's really good. I'm gonna have to watch it again. It's like when I don't want to sound disrespectful, nothing like that, but it's like watching Marlon Wayans and not cringing at it. It's like not it's because sometimes Marlon go over the top, especially in a stand up space. You gotta like there's a vibe feeling that's attached to the timing to where people are laughing and it doesn't look like you're trying to make people. It doesn't feel so staged. This one fit. It's like like watching him like sort of become seasoned in it, and it's one of the best special. God Loves You. I watched Monique's special. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So anyway, it's been another episode of the Tutson Interruption. This was a little lengthier, but I'm trying to make them a little longer. Cause I'm trying to talk. I got stuff to say. I got stuff to talk about. I could get into it. I feel like I'm enthusiastic. I could segment this thing out more where we could talk through stuff and leave cliffhangers and be like, "We'll be right back after this, blah blah blah," and then I could do that. I could. Well, that's what you want to do. You want to. I'm talking too much. Anyway, look, it's been another episode of the Tutson Interruption. Thank you very much. Like I said, please come out to the live performance of the Tutson Interruption, April 28th at the Riot Comedy Club in Houston, Texas. On the next one of these ones, I don't know when. We're going to get Cypher Sounds on that bad boy. Cypher messaged me and said he wanted to do it. So I can't wait to get Cypher on there and come up there and have a good time and riff and laugh and everything like that. And who knows? When I'm in New York, I might end up on Cypher's show. I think I am. I think I'm going to end up on this show whenever I'm out there. He told me hit him up when I'm out there. So anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that listens on the audio version. Thank y'all. All of you that's on the audio version, man, roll over. to the video so that these numbers can go up. Everybody share it. Just try to help the numbers go up. Let's get this thing going. This is what we at right now, but it's going to increase. It's going to get better. The look going to get better. Shout out to Tyler Tibbs once again. The camera, it definitely looks better, Tyler. It definitely looks better. Now let's see what happens when I go to make clips out of this. All right? Now you can't get mad at me. Now this is how it look. If you on YouTube right now, you know it looks clear. Real clear. You could probably see the tag on that little, you could probably see the tag on one of these things back here. By the way, this is my throwaway wall. All the terrible wall art go here. The rest of my place, which some of you will never see. The rest of my place is got like legit art. Like it's got like people that's like in the industry stuff up. Anyway, I'm that type of guy. You come to my house, you smell the smells, you see the paintings, and you be like, I want to take my panties off here on a consistent basis. And I'm like, no, it's not happening. Because I don't, first of all, they should have been off in the car. When you drove here, they should have been off. You don't come back to my place. Yeah, it's not happening. And that ain't wrong. If a lady come to my place, she like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, you need to leave. I'll make sure you get to where you're going safe, but you need to leave. When you enter into my house, this is a fuck zone. That's the type of time I'm on. This home is a fuck zone. You don't want to fuck? Then you need to get out the zone. Thank you. Another episode. Adios. Until next time, folks. Thank you. Like, what kind of money you come from, Trey? My parents had his and hers Chevy Luminas.